live.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. This is episode 2 of Rattle the Cage. My name is Will. My co-host here's name is Bert. Say what's up to everybody, Bert.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Having a good day out there? Hope so.
Well, you were having a good day up until we were going to bring this topic up, so... Well, some people, anyways, may not have a good day after this. The last episode, we I don't think we actually forgot. We just, like, the audio issue, I think, was the reason why it wasn't in the show.
That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
We lost the first 20 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about plant life being sentient, and we didn't get a real opportunity to do so. So we're going to do it now, because it's going to segue into something bigger. I'm going to let Bert take it away because I can't, I know for a fact that he's chomping at the bit to get at these vegans one more time. So take it away and I'll chime in.
Well, I think it's the main thing. It's one of the big arguments from vegans. It's not just that. It's a scientific thing. It's the sentience of plants. Does it exist? We know, right? We know that plants feel pain. They experience sensation, they communicate with each other, they help feed each other and support each other. We know this through the systems of trees that work together and feed each other. We know that when grass is cut, it emits a scent that the rest of the grass then knows that the grass is being attacked. Do you know what I mean? We know all this.
Yeah.
Scientists have tested plants where they've put leaves of, I believe, tomato plants, and they've cut them with micro lasers, and they've got microphones that are on the atomic scale, and you can hear the noise of the plant screaming as it's being cut. So there is that to it.
Are you listening to this, vegans? They have a language. We may not understand it, but they have a language. They communicate with one another. When trees are getting cut down, when grass is getting cut, as you said, tomato plants are getting cut, they send off a message to other plants warning them. What that warning does or is going to do, we don't know because they can't move.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, they're communicating with one another. So if they're non-sentient, why bother communicating? Why do they have the ability to communicate if they're not sentient? That's the question I pose to them.
Exactly that. And their thing, and a lot of other people would say, well, in order to have sentience, you need a nervous system and you need a brain. Now, what's to say that we just don't recognise the nervous system in a plant the same way we recognise our own? And as far as the brain goes, a brain is just a nucleus, and every living organism has a nucleus. So therefore, I believe possibly need more scientific testing on it, but plants, trees, all of that have sentience because they have a nucleus. You know, and here's the other thing, vegans. You talk about us eating the babies of little cows and chickens, right?
Baby back ribs.
Well, you got to think, these trees, they drop fruit for us to eat. These plants, you get peas, you get beans, right? That is their fruit. That fruit is then meant to go back in the earth and grow a new one. So vegans are eating baby plants. You're eating babies, you damn vegans. Yep. You're just as sick as us.
Any type of seed that you eat, any type of fruit, anything that grows like via the ground, you're eating babies yourselves. I like that one. I get a chuckle out of that because I mean there's a lot of truth to it. When you think about this, us as humans, what happens? We plant our seed into a woman, a baby grows. Animals plant their seed into a woman. Let's say a cow. A calf is born. We eat the calf.
Yep.
We're pieces of shit for this. But when a seed falls from a tree, or for let's say what type of plant would you like? We were talking about tomatoes, right?
Yep.
Okay, or even apples, an apple tree, all right?
Yep. Yep.
We're gonna talk about little Johnny Appleseed that the vegans are fucking eating and have no shame in it, motherfuckers.
There you go.
A fucking seed comes down into the ground, a new tree blossoms, and you get another apple tree. The
Yep.
apples grow from the tree. The apple falls to the ground. If it's not eaten, it's going to be eaten by something.
Yeah.
But if not, the seeds re-enter the earth, and the seeds are the the children of the trees,
That's it.
for lack of a better term. I wish I had a more scientific term I could use, but that's the best one I could come up with off a whim.
Yeah.
But again, so what is the difference?
Exactly. Those seeds contain a nucleus. So therefore, that seed is a living entity. Maybe only a baby, like where the sperm and the egg meets in the womb. It might only be at that stage, but alright, then we really rattle some cages with the fucking abortion issue. But you know what I mean? It's like,
What do we call it as humans when you impregnate a woman? You've created life together, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference if a tree drops a seed into the ground and then sprouts a new tree? That would be the offspring of that tree. So why is that, why is that not making life, vegans? That is life.
And that's it.
Whether you want to appreciate it or not, it's up to you.
And that's it. Again, we're not talking to all vegans. We're talking to the militant head cases that can't get their
100%.
head around. And they use things like this as their argument. It's like, where is your sense? Where is your sense? But I want to go back into what you said really goes in well with what the overall thing of this podcast is, and that is sentient Earth. You was talking about the seeds being, from the trees, being new life, and that is kind of what I'm talking about in some ways. It's when we talk about Earth as an organism. Now, I looked into this and I found something called Gaia theory. It's now known as Earth system science. It's James Lovelock. Now, he talks a lot about the Earth as an organism, living organism. And initially, when me and you have spoke about this before, we've talked about the lava within the planet being the blood, the centre of the planet being the heart, the trees, the grass and the plants being like the fingernails and the hair and the other things that grow from us. And then we get to fungal spores, mushrooms, fungal spores and mushrooms. And then, don't sound crude, but look at a penis. Look at what it does. Very similar to a fucking mushroom. Right? Yeah?
I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah. But there you go. But this is just part of it. But then you got to look at the way, and this is what I found out through James Lovelock, was the self-regulation of the Earth, how it produces methane and carbon dioxide on its own to regulate its own breathing. Do you know what I mean?
As do we. And
Exactly.
I'm gonna, when you're done, I want to get in because the comparisons they run deep.
Yep.
To our own bodies and the Earth, it's very fucking intriguing.
Yeah. Yeah, go and take it, mate, because I'm...
Okay, so when the last time we talked about this, it was off camera. We were just, shooting the shit with one another.
Yeah.
And I mentioned how much of the human body is made of water, 75%.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic that the Earth is made up of 75% water?
Yep.
In comparison, it's identical. Everything that you mentioned, the lava being the blood, the blood source. I think I would say different. I would say that oil is the blood of the Earth, which we siphon off, and we're, fossil fuels, we all know what that's doing to the planet, and the planet retaliates. That's what I'm saying. When something negative happens to the human body, it creates what? Antibodies. I'm talking about sickness and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Things like that. It finds a way to adjust and fight it off, whether, whichever way. The planet does the same thing.
Yep.
The ozone layer gets damaged. We're not repairing it. We're not up there sewing the shit back together. The planet's trying to find a way, and does find a way to fix it. You have polar shifts that, when I'm convinced that when shit's going on, it's like, nope, can't stay in this direction anymore, and it'll shift just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, readjust things. That's where you get an ice age, you'll get floods, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's
Yep.
a lot of things that happen that are like comparable between the human body and what we call Mother Earth. It's the lava. You know what I mean? Maybe you
Yeah.
get pissed off and you fucking blow your top. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's
Yeah.
too much pressure built up in you. You got to let off some steam, so to speak. So that's what the planet is like. And just let you know you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
That's what I would call the lava. You know, volcanoes, volcanic eruptions, and shit like that. I know it's kind of a dumbass way to describe it, but people will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the hair, you know, the body hair that we have and everything, that's represented in grass and flowers and, you know, things like that. Trees, you mentioned, is like kind of, you know, your fingernails and toenails.
Yep.
You know, okay, the structure, the Earth's crust is the bones, protecting the organs that lie within the heart of the Earth. The heart of your body is in pretty much in the center of your body. Well, the core, the Earth's core, where we get, you know, the majority of our heat,
Yeah.
is from that. And it's just the comparisons between the human body and Earth itself are remarkable, and people should pay more attention to that. So if the Earth is sentient, that means plant life is sentient. That means everything, in a sense, is sentient, as long as we inhabit this planet.
Well, we'll get to that a little bit further down the line, because that leads into something I do want to mention a bit later. But yeah, that means everything's sentient. But going back to the planet at the moment, but it's like you were saying, yeah, once certain things happen, like say global warming, for example, you know, it's like you compare that to the human body. When we get a virus, when we get like, or when something's going on with us, yeah, and we get a fever, our body releases antibodies to fight that virus. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I believe all we are as human beings, and all animal life, to be honest with you, and insect life, we are just evolved bacteria. We came from a single, either it was a single self-replicating molecule, or there were two molecules that couldn't replicate on their own, but found a way to do it together. I've got two theories on that, yeah, but that's another time as well. But I believe human beings, animal life, we are just bacteria, highly evolved bacteria. The same way that if we got dirt or whatever on our leg and we left it, it would become bacteria, it would infect our skin, it would then get into our system, cause us to have a virus. I feel that human beings are a virus on the planet.
I wouldn't say a virus, and I see where you're going with that, because in our own bodies now, what the big thing is probiotics to promote healthy bacteria in your gut.
Yeah.
You know, so we have things living inside of us.
Yeah.
That can and what do they do? A lot of people don't know this, that the bacteria in your gut, inside your body, it can affect you, your mood, how you act, everything. It's almost as if it's like a symbiote. You know what I mean? And we have that inside of us. So for you to say we could be that same bacteria for the planet, that's another comparison right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'll give you that all day long, mate. Yeah, we do have the potential to be the good bacteria, but in general, we're acting as bad bacteria.
If we do good things for the planet, right?
Yeah.
Like they say, probiotics and antibiotics. You know, we need them both from time to time. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to have a healthy, you have to be in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if your probiotics helps a lot of people, you know, and it helps their mood and everything. So let's say if we had more good people on this planet doing things to benefit the planet more so than hurt it, you know, that would be the antibodies.
Yeah, yeah.
So the planet will return in kind to us. You know, it gives back to us. You treat the planet with respect. You nurture it, take care of it, and the planet's gonna take care of you.
That's it. That's it. And like, you know, I don't know. I think at the moment, and there's evidence in nature that this COVID-19 is nature's way of trying to regulate us. To be honest, you know,
Could very well could be the case.
I
It
think
very
that's
well could be.
what that is. You know, I think it's just gone. Alright, time to regulate. Boom, let's spread. I don't know, but
This is where you and I disagree, just
mhm.
because I've seen the stories I'm hearing about the labs and how things went down, so on and so forth. But that's not to say that once the virus, and again, this is coming from me. I'm a person. People are gonna get made. I'll rattle some cages with this one, Bert.
Yeah,
I'm an essential worker. I got to go to work every day, 5 days, not every day, but 5 days a week, and I could go anytime I want because the overtime is there due to lack of employees at the moment in time.
yeah,
So, but I have not changed my lifestyle at all. I've yet to wear a mask, not one fucking time. I'm just living life normally. The social distancing thing, well, I've already been doing that anyways, so that's not much of a change for me anyways. And I've yet to be sick. So, maybe it is meant to just hurt some people, but not all people.
yeah, yeah,
Like the virus was released, but it's up now. It's in the air, so it's like, okay, well, this thing is here. Great. It's like when we go to the hospital, right? Let's use the Earth as kind of like that's what we're talking about, like the Earth as compared to the human body.
yeah, yeah,
We get sick. We go to the doctor, right? What does the doctor give us? A flu shot or something. Some type of medicine,
yeah,
right? To combat something that's made you sick.
yeah,
Maybe that's what the planet's doing now. Like, oh wow, this thing is here. Well, let's not touch it yet. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like when
yeah,
they say, oh, when you go to the doctor, oh, you have a fever. Okay, well, let's wait. Take this first and see what happens. Just wait a couple days, and if it still persists, then we're gonna fucking inject you with this hardcore shit, right?
yeah, yeah,
Maybe the planet's doing that right now.
yeah. Could be.
Oh, okay, just regulate this. Oh, wait, yeah, we could use less of that. We could use less of that. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, and then before you know it, things are back to normal.
That's it. Well, you're seeing it everywhere, mate. You look at the atmosphere and the changes in global temperatures and like,
Yes.
you know what I mean. You see nature, the animals back out in nature, the seas and the rivers clearing up, and the ocean life coming back to the surface.
I'm going to mute myself for a moment, but keep going.
Yeah. So you know, like we're seeing evidence of this in nature, and this is the world regulating itself. This is Earth regulating itself, I think. And I understand that, you know, possibly people think it's man-made. I think that to say it's man-made is giving man too much credit for their intelligence and what we are actually capable of. I don't believe man is that ready to be able to produce a virus that's spot on. Could it have been an accident? Maybe, but is that something they would mess around with that badly if they really didn't know the results and they're trying to create a deadly virus? Could be dangerous.
Well, that would promote your theory that the virus itself was created by the Earth itself to regulate things, because from what I've heard, there's now different strains of this same virus. So
Yeah,
we've adjusted to one strain, and then now there's a new one.
yeah, yeah,
And you know what I mean? And it's in different areas now, and it's. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody really knows.
no,
We're just here talking about it. But I don't argue your point. I'm just providing I have a different opinion on it, but I'm not arguing. Your
yeah, yeah,
hypothesis of to what this is could easily happen.
yeah, yeah,
It has happened.
yeah,
The Black Plague. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All these things. They weren't created in laboratories. They just happened.
that's it. And I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff, and I sent you that video, that David Icke video, where he's talking about this being a man-made thing, and it was released by the government to control people and to create the one world nation with contactless money. You know what I mean? So there's no physical
That's the
money.
train I'm on. For those who know, that's the train I'm on. And this was before I even heard that video from David Icke. But once I listened to it, I'm like, good. I'm not alone in thinking this.
Yeah.
I understand the point that you made where you don't think we're intelligent enough to do that. And that's where I kind of like, I beg to differ. I think we've done a lot more fucked up shit. I mean, we created an atom bomb, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
we can do that. The sky's the limit. You know what I mean? No pun intended.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. I'm just not sure we're that far advanced, because I think if we were, we'd have the cure for cancer already. But I don't know.
Well, who's to say we don't?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Just holding it back. They make a lot of money, the pharmaceutical companies, from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Money, the root of all evil. Cutting down trees. How do vegans feel about cutting trees getting cut down to print that good old paper that you spend every fucking day? You don't ever hear them complaining about money. We should stop money. Go green, I guess. Like, you know, we could go green.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop the Federal Reserve Bank from printing out fucking note after note after note, which each one has debt attached to. So,
that's it, mate. You almost hit the nail on the head there, mate, with one of them comments. It is these fucking, like, and I bless them, and I, you know, not the vegans, but like just the vegans, but the Greenpeace people, you know, the people that want to save the planet and all this, but they go too far. Because there is examples, I mean, I might be getting off, but we're still off the subject a little, but we're talking about the earth, and we're talking about what we do to the earth, yeah. And it's these Greenpeace people, and not just Greenpeace, but all like nature, and, you know, these type of people, they go too far, because there are things we could do to save the planet. For example, there's a place, and I can't remember exactly where it is, but we could produce a lot of hydrothermal energy that would produce the same amount of power as 3 nuclear power plants. The reason it hasn't been built is because there's a load of beavers or something near there, and they build a dam there, and the nature people have said, no, you cannot disturb their habitat, because it's their natural habitat. And I'm like, oh,
are beavers are beavers an endangered species? Because if not, what the fuck?
But yeah, I mean, could they not be moved? So I know it's their natural habitat, but come on, what would you rather have? Fossil fuels, yeah, or hydrothermal energy, yeah?
And to just you know, piggyback off of that just a bit, like, there's beavers everywhere. Why is that particular group of beavers special?
I don't know. I don't.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could move the beavers out of there. Okay, the dam, they're gonna be upset that you took them away from their precious dam that they took a long time to build. But I'm sure they'll get over it, or actually fucking forget about it and build another one somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you get them the fuck out of there, and you make use of this natural energy source, and you're doing the world a bunch of good. All the other beavers in the fucking world will be praising you.
Yeah.
You know?
Think of what they could accomplish. I know, exactly. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't outweigh it, does it? You save a bunch of beavers, or you cut down on greenhouse gases and carbon emissions by a fucking great deal. So, do you know what I mean? Have a fucking word with yourself, you fucking people. Do you know
Everybody
what I mean?
will win. That little group of, well, I don't know, how big is the dam? Is it a gigantic one? Like,
I think it's a big fucking river or something, you know what I mean? I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's a big fucking river, and there's basically...
I'm sure they could round up the beavers and get them the fuck out of there, move them somewhere else. They could build another dam. You know what I mean?
So.
Like,
You'd think so.
Get them the fuck out of there, make use of this, and benefit the entire planet, not just one little tiny area.
Yeah.
I get it, their heart's in the right place, but use your fucking brain.
Yeah, I know what you're fucking talking about, mate. And maybe we can have another conversation about beavers, but that'd be a different kind of podcast, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway,
Let's
mate.
talk about the woman's nether regions for virgins out there who don't know what the fuck it means.
But that's it. But I completely lost my train of thought now. Started thinking about beavers.
Earth itself is sentient, and the last thing we were comparing, you know, like what I was saying is that we have, you know, probiotics and stuff like that. We have bacteria in our guts, in our intestines that, you know, determine, basically they have control over how we feel and think. And I apologize if you hear these sirens and shit, but I live in the ghetto, so it happens.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Yeah, so we have that in our own bodies, and we were saying like maybe we are the equivalent of that bacteria in our own gut to the planet itself.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
And
So,
I agree. I mean, Joe Rogan went so far as to call human beings a cancer to the planet. And in certain areas, I could agree with that. You know what I mean? But that just goes to what I was saying, like probiotics and antibiotics. Like, you know, good and bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, so you got the bad, the bad, you know, element that fucks with the planet, fucks it up. You look at California, the fucking skyline of California, it looks like it's polluted as fuck and looks like shit, and it's just a shitty fucking place altogether. People rave about it. Oh, the weather's great. Yeah, we go to the beach and go swimming and surfing and all that shit. And then you go there, it's like, wait, too many fucking people in one place.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it, innit? Like all the big cities, mate, and, you know, they're all like that, mate. And like I said, we've been seeing that the skylines are clearing up in these cities and things like that.
So Mother Earth is fighting back. Maybe you're right, because one of those big major cities here in the United States, New York City, got hit the hardest.
Yep.
You want to talk about fucking too many people in one place, go to New York. You'll know what the fuck I'm talking about right away.
Yeah, yeah.
That state got hit the worst with this virus. You think that's by coincidence?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, yeah, there's too many. The planet just says to itself, whoa, there's a lot of shit going on here that doesn't need to be going on. Yep, kill that off, kill that off, kill that off. I think you're onto something, man. You're kind of like winning me over with this theory.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like
the more I think about it.
It's like if it is just regulating itself as an organism, it doesn't, because all organisms, ourselves, we have this sentience, we have this consciousness. So do animals, and so do insects. You know, fish, they have this. You know, it's so if the Earth is sentience, and this brings me to the real gold of this, right? Because you know, I never ever believed in God, and I don't believe in God, and we've had this big discussion about God many times, haven't we?
That'll be a topic for another day.
But right, here's the thing. If Earth is sentient, right, and you mentioned this the other day, so I went and had a bit of research on this, and you said that the planets make sounds.
Yes.
And you said
they're different.
And then we said, do they communicate with each other? Now I went and listened to the sounds these planets made, and like Venus was the loudest. It was loud and it was deep. Saturn is like a fucking horror movie. It's like ghosts screaming and wailing as they like fall for an empty vastness of eternity. It's fucking terrifying. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
yes.
What sound does Uranus make?
Fuck you.
Well, coincidentally,
it depends on what I ate,
windy.
actually, but
yeah, but yeah, but the planet coincidentally is a windy. It makes a windy noise. So there you go.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
But so if we say then the planets are sentient, and they are there for communicating with each other, right? Does that mean the cosmos itself is sentient, and that everything is therefore sentient?
Yep.
Therefore, meaning that maybe not in the sense of the Christians and the Muslims and the Jewish and whatever else, but does that mean that God exists if the cosmos is sentient? And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, well, that does prove that I've come up with a scientific theory that almost proves the existence of God.
I just want to correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Uranus considered one of the gas giants as far as planets go? I could be wrong on this. I'm just throwing that out there.
I can't remember. It might be a water
Because
planet.
that would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Ice or water. I'd have to double check. I fucking forget now. So it might be ice or water planet.
I'll bring it up.
But yeah, Uranus is a load of gas that makes windy noises. They fucking got that one down, didn't they, the scientists? But yeah, what do you reckon about that then? Cosmic sentience.
It is the gas giants of our solar system: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Holy shit! There you go. All pun intended. Holy shit.
Find
Well,
out
fuck, man.
Uranus was the great god of cleaning toilets. Something like
Yeah,
that.
I guess so.
But yeah,
But
man.
I know, I believe it. I'm on board. That's you and I are of a like mind on this, much like most things. But yeah, man, I'm looking out my window right now and I'm seeing life in front of me. These trees, different types of trees. Like we have different types of race of human being.
Yeah. Yep.
Different trees that blossom different leaves and flowers. Like I don't know what this type of tree is. It's got like white flower heads on. It's a giant. Fuck! It could have been just a bush. I don't know what you call this thing, but it looks different from the tree next to it. You know,
Yeah.
there's so many similarities between what the earth produces and what we produce.
Yeah.
So similar that how could you just say if again, well, fuck it, I'm gonna mention it again, the goddamn vegans, like you're bad for eating this. Well, we can go on and say, well, you're bad for eating that, and they consider it a ridiculous argument. And what you and I are of a like mind is it's not ridiculous. It actually makes a lot of fucking sense. You're just being ignorant to it.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear it, and I think that's sad. Like, why can't people just meet in the middle?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
That's it. It's like we said in the last podcast. We both understand that there are things wrong with the meat industry. You know, we understand these things. Whereas, like, vegans can't see that they're doing damage with what they're doing in certain places. It becomes, like I said on the last one, that same thing as being a religious fanatic and having a die-hard view on one thing. And it's not just religion these days; it's everything. People that are into politics have to take a side now. Really, there's are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Conservative? Are you Labour? Whatever. People have to take a fucking side in politics now. It seems that way. I don't give a fuck. I live by my own politics. You know what I mean?
Right. As should everybody. But
yeah. But
don't ever put your faith blindly into somebody you've never really met. You just seen them on TV telling you all the shit that you like to hear, want to hear, then doesn't fall back on the words. And that's every politician that ever existed, going back as far as fucking the dawn of man fucking kind.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So what's our message for the world then, mate? Sentient Earth. We try to prove that the Earth has sentience. So if we're saying it's a living organism, what are we trying to do? Save nature? Like, I don't know.
I don't I'm not trying to be like, I don't know what your motives are. I'm not trying to be any type of crusader. I'm just trying to get people to use common sense and not be dickheads when they don't need to be.
And I think that's it.
It's great, you know. I think it's like the more times you could do something to benefit the planet, I say, why not do it?
Yeah.
Like for me, the big thing is like we have solar, we have all these alternative energy sources that are going to benefit the planet. Yeah, and I do believe, like, if you do good by the planet will do good by you. People talk about karma and shit like that. I don't think that's it. I think the planet determines, you know, what course your fucking life takes. You know, maybe that should be a religion more so than Christianity or, you know, Islam or whatever religion you choose to follow.
Yeah.
How about the religion of fucking doing good by the fucking thing you live in?
Yeah.
This is our home, goddammit. You know what I mean? This is our fucking home.
Exactly.
And you think like driving your fucking, that's the thing that rattles my fucking cage is like, we sit here, we have people, you're a bad person for eating plants, and then you got the meter, you're bad, well, now we become that, you're fucking bad for eating plants too, so fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
That right there is like kind of like buying into their propaganda. Like they're looking for a reaction, they're looking for attention, and we could just meet in the middle. Like you could eat both, and eating both is fine. There's nothing wrong. You are not a bad person. You know what I mean?
No.
But do it in a way in which you're not harming the planet. My issue with the vegans is they're cutting down trees, they're cutting down all this vegetation that provides oxygen to us to keep us alive. So essentially they're killing us or want to kill us on a mass scale. You cut down and eat all the plants and the trees and shit, what the fuck else we gonna do?
Yeah.
What do the animals feed off of? They feed off the plants, the grass, the fucking trees.
Yeah. That's
all this is provided to us. Yeah, these two topics link to each other perfectly, so it's like I don't mind. It feels like it's like episode 2 of the vegan shit, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it really isn't.
No.
But they feed off of each other. You know, that's the moral of my story. Like, just take a second and think about how everything ties into one another.
Yeah.
You know, everything affects everything.
We're all connected.
And yeah, exactly. That's my ending fucking quote, unquote.
Nice. But yeah, this has been the Rattle the Cage podcast. I'm Bert, this is Will. If you enjoyed it, check it out, give us a like or whatever you do. We're on Podbean, we're on YouTube, you can check this out there, and
hopefully we pissed you off in some way, shape or form.
Yeah. But we definitely will next time, because I think we'll like I wanted to do the vegan thing, I wanted to do the sentient earth thing. I think next time it needs to be one of your subjects. So if you want to go, you want to go Russo, or you want to do something, it's up to you, mate.
I mean, we've been holding off on the wrestling shit because it's cliche.
I don't want to be a wrestling podcast.
I think this is one worth talking about because now I just see people now are smartening themselves up, I should say, to who and what this fucking guy is all about. So I think that it would be a good one. I really do.
All right.
So we'll talk about that piece of garbage. And I've actually, I've interacted with him, so I have a personal knowledge. It's not like I'm just talking out of my ass. I've seen how this guy operates and what his ego is like already.
Yep.
So I think it's a good one to touch on. Take a little break, give people's brains a rest.
That's it. And I've been in the same place when he was working there, so I've seen him up close and personal as well. And
absolutely,
I don't like him.
Yeah, not many people do. So look forward to that one, man. You don't need Vice Productions to do anything. You're gonna hear a fucking Dark Side of the Ring episode right here on Rattle the Cage. Goddammit.
Oh yeah.
Vince Russo, piece of shit. If only we could get Jim Cornette in there to fucking go on a tirade, it would make it perfect.
Oh yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
I'm gonna start fucking hitting up his Twitter if he has one.
Yeah, yes, man. Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'd definitely share the podcast with him. He'd enjoy
Yep.
it.
For sure. We're gonna do that. So that'll be episode 3. Vince Russo. The man, the myth, the cunt.
Alright guys, well that's me. I'm done. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And we'll fucking catch you next time.
Adios, fellas. And females.